Can you be vulnerable and safe at the same time? It's a good question to ask, especially with beautiful authors and researchers like Brené Brown that have been talking and opening up this conversation about the power and the importance of vulnerability in all our relationships. If you grew up in childhood like trauma, toxic environments, or have been in some bad relationships, that level of vulnerability will activate you on a completely different level than somebody that has lived a relatively normal and safe life. So how do we learn how to be vulnerable when we spend significant amounts of our lives in unsafe places? It's a very, very important question. And it's important to note that vulnerability isn't an all or nothing thing. It is something that we try out and we test and we see if this new relationship has the ability to handle our vulnerability in a loving and compassionate way. So in that way, it is safer, but there's always an element of risk involved. And learning how to trust that risk and trust yourself to take the risk and trust yourself to build environments where that risk is an acceptable risk, it's next level healing. And I want to salute you if that's where you are, because people who have not experienced that level of trauma will never know the bravery it takes to be truly honest in a new relationship when the last one you barely made it out alive. That's next level brave. That's next level courage. And it requires you to know and trust and love yourself long before you're going to feel worthy of it. Long before you feel the feelings of self-love, you have to start making decisions and choices that demonstrate that self-love. And so what that means is an exit plan if you are currently in a dangerous situation. Doing some research, asking questions, learning how to communicate with yourself and your body and what kind of signals your body is telling you when you're around new people and new situations. It does require some risk because honestly, you'll be going outside of your comfort zone and all that you've ever known, especially if you've been in trauma for a long time. But you're worth that risk. You're worth that risk. You're worth the risk it takes to be truly vulnerable, known, and seen, because as a human being, that is your right, and that is what we all need, is to be in relationship with other people. And so learning how to trust that relationship within yourself is step one in how to be safe in other environments later on. So this self-love journey, it's not all about pedicures and flowers and spa days. This is deep, powerful